Welcome back to another episode of Black Girls Texting. It's your girl, Shade. Hey, bitches.
It's your girl, Charles Pinky.
I didn't know we were singing and I'm not prepared. It's Glenn. Oh, I gotta sing.
That was melodic.
Okay, ladies. Welcome back to another. Oh, bless you. Welcome back to another episode of Black Girls Texting. It's me, Shade.
It's me, Charles Pinky.
It's Glenn at Bedside Bride.
Cute. Oh, my
Give you a little bit of a little melody.
I need one of those shirts, Glenn. What's that brand again?
Let's shoot, baby.
Oh my God, it's so like reminiscent of the 90s to me.
I know, it's like classic
90s.
Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, what's popping on Meta Replies?
Oh, man. It's not good. It's bleak.
It's quite bleak.
Memphis bleak?
It's all the bleaks.
Okay, what's happening?
Oh, well, I'll say one. But maybe you guys go first because I have to find it.
Yeah, my shit is pretty bleak too. I mean, I was trying to think of something that I was replying to. There's so much to leave on red, but I think I'm going to leave on red the New York Sanitation and NYPD for throwing away the goods of a street vendor in the Bronx. Did y'all see this?
No. On purpose?
Oh my God. Yes, because like street vending is illegal allegedly in the city. You can't vend like foods and goods on the street. So there's videos of these sanitation workers going to a woman's fruit stand and taking whole watermelons, pineapples, and just throwing them in the trash. It'll be hard for you to see, but look at them. They're picking up cases of food, throwing it in the garbage can.
Food especially is crazy.
Yeah.
Who wastes food? Think about what the vendor, what they spent in order to have that merchandise. Not only is that money down the drain, but we are not in a position to be throwing food away in general in the middle of a pandemic. It's disgusting. Like I can't understand it. Like all because and that's just it goes against it's against the law.
It's like
you're gonna throw people's shit away. It's so evil. That's really all it is. It's so evil. Like you have nothing else to do. Do y'all have a heart? Like you work for the city, but are you a human being? Like, do you recognize what you're actually doing? Like, it's crazy to me. Like they're throwing away whole watermelons, pineapples, berries. Like, are y'all?
Sorry, this isn't funny. It's a way of saying it. Full whole watermelons.
I'm just like, ooh,
literally though, cases of shit. Like they putting cases in the trash.
Why don't they throw away them damn dirty hot dogs? Why are they gonna throw away fruit?
Whole time, that's if you think about it, those stands are probably like taxed by the city. They're like approved by the city, so they're not doing shit about those.
Guys, those are so gross.
Hungry.
Literally,
and they're nasty. They smell bad.
Disgusting.
I mean,
there was a garage near my old house, and it had like all those like hot dog carts, and they would open it up in the morning, and roaches would run out.
Ooh,
you're lying.
No, it was disgusting.
I used to always be like, I don't eat meat. If y'all listeners don't know, I've always been wanted to have that like New York City moment of getting like a hot dog in Central Park. But
not from there. You could go somewhere else.
No, don't
like
do
from
it.
a cart. I mean, it's like
no.
Like
I'm saying you could go
City
anywhere.
moment.
You could go to like a hot like. I was a Gray's papaya fan forever. Like
Ew,
if you really
they don't
want
have a cart
dog,
on the street.
Do that.
Ew, that gives you diarrhea.
Yeah, but it's fire.
And I guess, Gray's is a classic New York institution. But yeah, fuck all them people for throwing those people's shit away. That's crazy. If you want to know more about like what's going on and get involved, there's a page on Instagram called the Street Vendor Project. They held several protests and demonstrations in the city last weekend. And I see now that they're going to be hosting a resource fair for street vendors to learn and with community organizers to learn the rules and regulations of NYC street vending and apply for the Excluded Workers Fund. Just some bullshit.
That's terrible.
And then I'm going to reply to, and usually I don't love this, but you know how your album on your phone will show you like where you were last year or whatever, and usually I'm looking like, God damn, like wow, I was like traveling, I was skinny, whatever. But it's like amazing to look back and just see, like I've been like reminded of really amazing memories as I've been seeing these albums, and kind of, I'll share this on a future episode, but I'm in a moment of transition, and it's been kind of cool to look back and just see like how far I've come and all the things that I've done, and so many of the things we've all three done together, like so many memories we've made, you know.
So much can change in a year.
How cute.
It's so true. It is so true. Anyway, what's up with y'all?
Well, I saw this thing on Instagram, and so shoot. God damn it.
You lost it.
I lost it, but I got it now. Okay, so the creator of Power Book 3 and Raising Kanan,
yes,
posted as Raising Kanan's first season ends and BMFs begins, I feel compelled to point out that other than the NY Post and New York Magazine, not a single mainstream media publication has reviewed either series. Not the New York Times, Washington Post, the LA Times, across the country, nothing. Not even trade publications like the Hollywood Reporter and Variety. And to be clear, I'm not asking for positive reviews. If you don't like the show, shit all over it, that's fine. But to ignore them altogether is to say that all these stories, this work, these actors, this audience doesn't matter. And that's, we all know what that is. It's racist. And it's very fucked up. And I just wanted to highlight that although 50 Cent is very problematic, his shows are very good. Like Raising Kanan, I was like, what's gonna happen next? Like, I mean, they're like soap operas, but the fact that like no one even talks about them, to me, is like so just blatantly racist. And not to mention, we had Patina on this show. Patina Miller she's a Tony Award winner. Like she's not like some riffraff off the street.
And even if she was, it would be an amazing thing to see her in her breakout role. And it is kind of like a breakout role for her on like a prime, is it called primetime show, like leading lady. Like this is a story. And the fact that Power has created like all of these different fucking series and they all still hit, like this is crazy. Actually.
Yes, and last night I saw, because they were doing the preview, I guess, for Tommy's show that's gonna come out, because he's getting his own show too.
Can't wait.
So it was like,
wow, damn.
It was like, welcome to the Power universe. And I was like,
I know
this is low-key some fucking Marvel DC type shit.
No,
he created his own universe, like where you understand the characters, like you know that this is young Kanan. I remember Jukebox from like
old episodes of Power, like cool. Early in Power. Yeah. And Power has been out forever. And the way that they keep creating these spinoffs, and all the spinoffs are actually quality, I don't see that show going anywhere for a long time. And people need to recognize, like, the shit's here to stay.
Wait, Glenn, are you caught up on Power Book 3?
I didn't see the last episode. I'm gonna watch it like this evening.
I think I know Jukebox story now. Damn,
I have an idea of what happened. Like, the only thing I'm thinking about is how she gets into the working for the police.
Yes.
Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's like making friends with them now.
She's all cool with them. And that one lady is like maybe a lesbian. So I think that has something to do with it. I was thinking the same thing. But she's gonna be crooked though. Crooked.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my red. And my reply is, what's my reply? Maybe it's that. Maybe it's like, to piggyback off of what you said, like, yeah, last year or even like 2 years ago, I feel like maybe it was 2 years ago, where we were all traveling so much. I know Sade's still always going to Mexico, but for the rest of us, also so many good things have happened. So I'm gonna reply to that.
Yeah.
I love this positivity. Oh, so many things I want to leave unread. So many things that are annoying me. What shall I pick?
Damn, girl.
What'll it be? No, because the internet is just so like,
give us a few.
What is going on?
Or give us if you don't have any replies, do 2 reds.
That's no, because you guys were so positive. I don't like, all right, first off, I will reply to just doing this partnership with Obey. You'll hear more of this in the interview, but we were talking about like how now it feels like, especially the wellness space and like health, like exercise is really opening up more to Black people, especially Black women. Like Glenn is obsessed with Spike Spin. There is like a Pilates, I don't know if they're Black owned, but it's giving Black owned. There's a Pilates studio like in Bed-Stuy, like literally right around the corner from me. They have 2 locations, and it's like I always see mad Black women in there with their bonnets and wraps on.
And I had my hair wrap. Sis, I was deep conditioning my hair at the same damn time, and I just threw on a little wrap, went in there, did my stretches. You know?
I love that. And I think like the more and more like, you know, some of these big companies you see, they start to grow and they like really lean in on like their trainers. But before it would be like a very skinny, nothing wrong with skinny, but you know, typical, very challenging to attain body types for most folks, lacking melanin. And you wouldn't really see, you know, curvy girls with their heads wrapped and all that stuff. So I was excited, and it was nice to talk to her kind of about like how she even like started to like accept her body and understand like that she belonged in these spaces. So I'm going to reply to that as I get back on my fitness journey, getting it back together. Now for my red. I just don't understand why people will really like argue in IG comments and like have these psychotic, like, you know what, let me backtrack, because I be arguing with sometimes when I have time.
Sometimes you gotta let your shit off.
Yeah, when I have time. But you have really seen, I think, the emergence of people who think they're like experts on Instagram, like argue. I'm trying not to be too specific around like what I'm talking about, because I'm just like, I don't want to get into it.
No, say what you're talking about.
So a lot of people are very upset that New York is requiring healthcare workers to be vaccinated. And no matter how you feel about it, whatever, like that's your opinion, but it's just crazy. Like when I go deep into the comments for people to be like, this has never been done. And then someone else will be like, this has been done. I have to get vaccinated I have to get the flu shot to work. And they're like, well, in Texas, it's like this. And they'll be like, well, in Arizona, it's like this. And it's like, okay. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is happening? I just don't get it. I guess it's good. Like, it is important that like people express themselves, but like, it just gets really nasty in these comments. And you know that these publications, i.e. Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, whatever, like they do this stuff just for like the spiciness of it. I will say Shade Room sometimes does do some more like positive conversations, but for the most part, it's just mess. And I just need people to do better.
I need you to log off, sis. Low key. I feel like every week you're like, these people on the internet is getting on my nerves. Like literally.
They are. But and I do it to myself. It's masochistic.
I'm like, you're doing it to your, exactly. Yeah. It sounds like you have a pattern.
You know what I do a lot? I type out my response and then I backspace it. So I get the satisfaction of like responding to them, but I don't have to post it.
Do you know what it is for me? I'm doing like research. Like I'm trying to understand like of this page's demographic, which these are all assumptions, but I'm like, okay, you know, this demo leans more towards Black, millennial. This demo leads more, because I'll be on all the pages, okay? And I'm just trying to see what they talking about. I'm just trying to get a sense of where we are in a state of the world.
In the worst.
We're not in a good place.
It's really sad.
It's really sad, actually. It's really bad.
But I just like want to encourage, and I will say this for myself as well, like apply that energy and put that pressure on your legislators. Apply that energy and place that on getting people out to vote in their local elections. You know, that street light been out on your block for mad long, but you in the shade room comments.
Because we can't even agree on whether or not people believe in government or whether or not people should vote. Or
I mean,
whether
that's
or
facts.
not
That's facts.
it's like we have no understanding of each other. This like country is so divided.
Yeah, but I'm like, fine, take that energy to your kids' PTA meeting and get them some vegetables. Pizza's not a vegetable, you know, like just like
says who? There's tomatoes on it.
I'm like, I don't know. I feel like we could be like collectively putting this energy in other places, myself included. So that's like maybe not my red. That's just my ask of the people. Please.
Yeah. Everybody seems very unwell. Like
that's Glenn's favorite word.
Unwell, yeah, that's my word. I'm worried about us. Not gonna lie.
That's why I go in the comments because I'm like, where are y'all heads at? And then I'd be like, whoa, not in good places.
No, we're not in a good place.
Because at least I know how you guys feel. I even know some of my friends who I think aren't necessarily fully aligned with like my thoughts and beliefs, whether it's like political, economics, whatever. For the most part, I'm still like, okay, I get where y'all coming from. And then there's some people that I'm like, whoa, what happened? And that's all I'll say.
She said, what happened?
Oh, well, girl, you don't want to go to Clubhouse if you can't handle Instagram.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
These people are lunatics.
Yeah, I would not survive in there.
It's also funny how in Clubhouse, like someone will learn a word and then all of a sudden everyone uses that word. Like there's terms in Clubhouse, but like fake terms, like the gulag is like if they put you in the audience, right? From the stage.
What does that mean? They're like, they put me in the gulag, or
yeah,
they
like
made me a gulag?
Yeah, they put me in the goo. They put me in the gulag. It's like they took you off the stage and put you in the audience. There's all this lingo that is Clubhouse lingo, right? But then there are also like real words like ad hominem. You know how many people use that word now? It's like when you're having an argument with someone and you're like, but I'm not, and someone's like, well, you're stupid. And they're like, well, don't use an ad hominem attack. But it's like one person brought that term to the app and now everyone uses it.
Wait, okay, what?
This is hilarious.
Super fascinating as like a study in like linguistics and shit, and like how worlds, like how language, like it has its own language. Like like it's its own world with its own communities, relationships, rules, and language.
Correct. Like, what's another one? Oh, my page got clipped. It's like if you get kicked out of Clubhouse and you have to make like a burner. I guess burner is an everyday word, but it's used a lot on that.
What the hell is going on over there? Not people's pages getting clipped.
The uprising is gonna happen on Clubhouse.
It's like people are addicted. Like if there's a guy on there who has literally had like 12 accounts because he keeps getting suspended because he says wild shit. He says all women are prostitutes. Like Black women are evil. Mind you, he's Black.
Evil?
It's wild.
Yo, I was walking down the street today.
More focused on evil than prostitute.
I'm just like,
she's like, maybe we do sell it a little.
She's like, well, that is fine, but evil?
I was walking down the street today and this man was muttering to himself, fuck these Black bitches. Oh, y'all bitches. And I was like, oh my God. I started speed walking. I'm like, yo, people are really unwell. Like, that's the shit you muttering to yourself. What the fuck is going on?
I mean, even though we're laughing, I do feel, and I think that's why I'm always like Black love, Black family, right? Because like the state, the government, whatever you want to use, society has been ripping our families apart and like turning us against each other, in my opinion. So it's like not funny, but like it's fucking funny.
I see what you're saying. It's like rooted in some real shit.
Like, yeah. It's like real shit, but like it's the way how it manifests, like especially on Clubhouse. It's like gender wars every day, gender, then diaspora wars, gender wars, diaspora. It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Also, like fucking dead can somebody go in and delete all those rooms? Because it's only making it worse. And I don't think anybody comes to the bottom of anything in those rooms. They talk in fucking circles for hours.
Okay, so I used to think that, but I will say, because remember I took a very long break. Coming back, some people have evolved. Like now they don't misgender people. Now they are using like their, them. They're still saying fucked up shit, but like and now they kind of use the language a little better. I don't know. But
it's just like, can the topic of the room not be like our I can't even name these like fucking clickbait titles. Can it be about like next steps? Can it be about action? Maybe taking all that talk and thought.
yeah,
You know, there are a lot of smart people on that app.
I was gonna say shout out to the people like Miss Queenie. If you are on Clubhouse, she hosts great rooms, very educational, very action based about the Black community.
I'll bet I'm gonna have to follow her because I still pop in there from time to time.
I know. I saw you there last night.
I know. I was on there. That was a good room, actually. I was in one. Yeah, whatever. We could go down a rabbit hole with that. Does anybody have a hotline bling? Because I have one and it's ridiculous.
Go for it. You know who's blinging my hotline? My plumber. People trying to fix things. So yours is probably way more sexy and exciting.
It's not sexy. So my dad has you might know this, Sade, but my dad bought me a computer when I was in high school. And for some reason, maybe this was the time of digital cameras and shit and MySpace. So I took hella pictures and I put them all on that computer, and so that I could put them on my MySpace and shit. This computer is literally now 15 years old at this point. It has to stay plugged into the wall in order for it to work, whatever. The other night, this nigga starts sending me screenshots of pictures from the thing. And it's like, in one picture, it's one of our friends smoking a joint in clear papers. Do you remember when you might not remember this shot. It has no memory. But there was a time, and
I remember clear papers.
Remember clear papers? It was like a thing. I think I got them from like a thrift store, and I was so hyped to use clear rolling papers, and they never burned well ever. But however the photo was taken, there was a flash on it looks like there's something white in the papers. So my dad sent it to me like, that's cocaine. Y'all was smoking cocaine laced weed. And I'm like, no.
Even if we were, that's a long time ago.
Exactly. I'm like, what you gonna say now? What do you mean?
The deed is done.
Like so many things. It's like me holding a bottle. Like, and he just kept sending them and sending them. And
you guys have a conversation?
Sending them. And I was like, stop. Please stop. Like, it was just stressing me the fuck out.
That's so
First
funny.
it started with pictures of like me and my parents on like a family vacation, me and my aunt, like
he got
memories.
deep in it.
And then he started getting crazy. I'm like, yo, I was having palpitations. I'm like, what's next? Because you know I was reckless in high school and taking pictures of everything. All the shenanigans.
Well, I mean, you're about 30 years old now, so
right.
We're gonna move
he was
on.
Like fucking with me, but it was just ironic to me. It was just like funny to me mostly. Like
he had time.
The nigga had time.
He had plenty of time.
On today's episode, we are so excited. We're chatting with Anastacia Clarke, Obey fitness instructor. Straight out of the gate, it's a party in any class. Her infectious, playful, undeniable energy will get you going full force from the minute class starts. So expect her dance workouts to have some serious athleticism, aka you gonna be sweating. A graduate of the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. She also completed Alvin Ailey's Summer Dance Intensive and is an in-demand fitness pro who's an all-in full-out song is Beyonce's Countdown.
Absolutely.
Hero is her mom and raised her and her two older siblings all on her own, and we're gonna learn even more about you. But this bio is like fire. Welcome to the group chat.
Wow, it's so interesting sitting here hearing people just talk about you.
I know,
all
right?
Your praises.
Yeah, that's just some of it.
That's who you are. That's only a taste.
That's only a taste. I love these bios. Also, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You are our Black girl doing shit. So we have a segment where each week we highlight like dope Black women. And I messed up because it's been a long day of recording, but that I had to give you that like accolade because that's how we praise Black women who come on our show. So I want to make sure I make that shout out and that
Thank
plug.
you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. I think we're just going to jump right in. And we're just dying to kind of know like how you got into fitness, how you got into Obey, like give us a little taste of who you are.
Of course. First of all, love y'all. I did like a little stalking on Instagram and Spotify. You're hilarious. So
Thank
it is
you.
an honor to be here. So thank you so much for having me. So I was born and raised in Portland, Maine, of all
Oh
places.
my gosh.
I know. So that's a long story itself, but to keep it kind of short, grew up in a Maine is like 90% white, and I have a
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
mixed family. So it was weird at first because I didn't have people that looked like me growing up, and I loved to dance. I still love to dance. That was my dream. So my mom saw that and she was awesome. She was like, "We're going to put you in dance classes and we're going to get you in theater." And we did that. We made it happen by cleaning the studios so I could take
Mm.
free classes, my mom
Wow.
volunteering, as stage manager, just whatever she could do to let me do the things that I should be able to do, but can't because of financial reasons. So shout out to moms, they're the
Mhm.
real ones.
Yes.
Always.
But yeah, that's how fitness kind of started. I mean, dance is extremely athletic. It is so demanding on our bodies. You go through crazy injuries. You're just doing things that the body kind of low key shouldn't be doing. And, but that was my dream. And yeah, so I went to Dean College. I got my associate's degree there in Franklin, Massachusetts. And that's when I learned that I really wanted to learn more and explore more. So I dropped out actually and moved
Mm.
to New York City. I didn't technically drop out though. I got my associate's degree. She did something. And then I went to AMDA.
Yes.
She got her associate's degree. I was like, I don't want to stay for another 2 years. I really want to go to a conservatory and just focus on
Mm.
the arts.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. And I was there it was weird the semesters because it's a conservatory, like a year and a half. I graduated from AMDA in 2012, booked a dance company, and was like, oh crap, I need a place to live. Rented a room for $600 in the Bronx, lived with
Mm.
5 other people in one bathroom with two
Such a New
dogs that
York
were,
story.
oh, the dogs are such assholes. Oh, I'm sorry, can I swear?
Yeah, you can curse,
Yes.
girl.
Okay. Yeah, just a New York story, exactly. I worked at Chipotle, I worked at Whole Foods, I was bartending, I was a server in Dykeman, like just doing whatever I could, but also auditioning and dancing
And
and
everyone
then
probably
working in
thought you
it.
were Dominican.
Everyone thought I was Dominican. Oh my God. I lived in the Spanish Bronx in Kingsbridge. Everyone thought I was Dominican. It was hilarious. And I'm like, I'm really not though, but thank you. um, shout out to the Bronx though, because I will say living there for 2 years prepared me.
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
prepared me. But how did fitness start? I was working like a hog at
Mm.
like 3 different jobs, and I was not really happy. I needed something to fulfill me. If you're a dancer in New York City, you know the struggle of constantly auditioning,
Mm.
hearing no, 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 booking a job, getting paid $50 for it, or not getting
Whoa.
paid at all, just like getting ripped off. It's a really tough industry, and I just wanted something more, and I saw that 305 Fitness was holding auditions. I've never heard of them before, and it said no fitness experience necessary. And I was like, that's me. I have no fitness experience, but I can dance.
Mm.
So I went to the audition. It was a big audition. I believe I was number like 250 something, 54.
Whoa.
And the next day, they only called back 9 people, and they ended up hiring just 4 instructors. Uh, and that's how the journey began. I started teaching like 4 or 5 classes a week, and then it turned into like 10 classes a week. And I started personal training, and the rest is history. But it did start at 305 Fitness, so shout out to them. I'm still with them. I love them. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
such a long story. And then how did I even get to Obey?
Well, I
Because
want to
this was
get
like
into that.
6 years ago.
Yeah, I want to hear how you got to Obey in a second, but I'm curious about, like, as you made the transition from being a dancer, you said you didn't have any real fitness experience, and then you're like leading a class. Like, what does that look like? And where do you pull like your energy to be, like, how do you decide the kind of
Mm.
instructor you're going to be?
I love that question, because first and foremost, it is so scary putting yourself out there when you've never done it before. And I was used to putting myself out there in auditions and, hearing no, 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 but I've never been in a space where I had to put myself out there and actually like lead a class of 30 plus people. And everyone's watching you and depending on you.
Mm-hmm.
That is scary.
Mhm.
And I grew up with a speech impediment, so I didn't
Oh
want
my
to talk to
gosh.
people. I
Mm.
was really nervous when it came to teaching classes. However, I learned who I was as an instructor and a leader through my 4.5 years of teaching at 305 Fitness. And that gave me the most confidence inside the studio and outside of the studio as a woman and as just an instructor alone. So yeah, it was really scary. It was at first because you do have like all these eyeballs of people you've never met staring at you like, okay, tell me what to do. And you cannot at one moment be like, oops,
Right, exactly.
right? You gotta own it.
Right.
So I kind of start to put on a persona where
Like an alter ego?
Ah.
I don't, it's me. Well, this was before when I first started, but when you take my classes at Obey, I mean, I'm 100%, that's Anastacia Clarke, like authentically me. But when I first started, I had to force myself to be like, you can't be shy, Anna.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
own the room and just whatever happens, happens. And you just have to own it and act like that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So, because it is a really tough class to teach. If you've never taken 305 Fitness, it's like a 55-minute nonstop dance cardio class. We are
Mm.
consistently thinking on our feet for the entire class. So it was the best thing to happen to me, though. I think it was the best studio for me to get picked to work at.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been a journey. I mean, from there, personal training started, Equinox at one point.
Wow.
Working and teaching at Tommy Hilfiger for their clients, Spotify and Venmo. Just it just brought in so many things, and
Come on.
Yeah.
I know it's crazy. And now Obey was like,
Yeah.
what?
And I was gonna say now Obey, where that must be kind of an interesting balance too, because you're like alone in the studio, but you're still engaging all these people that you
Mhm.
can't really see, and you're still bringing all that energy, and you're on camera. Like this is a whole different kind of
Yeah, it's
space.
definitely different for sure. I will say when they first reached out, I wasn't actually available because it was during the pandemic, and I was home with my mom in Maine, so I wasn't available. And then I went back to New York and I was like, okay, I'm free now, like let me audition. So yeah, like it was weird a little bit because
Mhm.
you are just in this white box by yourself. But once I got on stage for like my first live class, I had the time of my life.
Yeah.
I really did because I'm never alone. I see who's taking class. I see the names in the cities. And I was blown away after teaching my first class, the response and feedback that I got from the Obey members. And you connect the names and the cities with faces now. So
Right.
I don't feel alone. I really don't. Like
Yeah.
I'm by myself physically in this box, with one production crew and an instructor that's up next. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do feel that energy of just like, wow, we have people from like all over the world taking class at the same time.
And
Yeah,
like
that's really
that's like
cool.
your community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Absolutely.
this like
We
Obey
have the
community.
best community at Obey. Like hands down, I was not expecting this like family from so far away that truly believe everything and like that believe in you and
Mm.
love you, and like they're bringing you in their homes technically, like I'm on
Mhm.
their
Yeah.
TV screen. So I take that very seriously, and I'm very humbled, and I love this community a lot. So shout out to our Obey fam.
That's
Hey.
Yes.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
So
Yes.
when we were thinking about, this conversation and like what fitness and wellness means to us, like we're really a platform to amplify Black women's voices and our experiences, and like how much wellness is important to us. And I think at many times was kind of deemed like a luxury and like a space that we weren't very like open and welcome to. So I'd love to like have kind of a perspective on how you feel about like the importance of wellness and like something like this that was at one point deemed a luxury, like for women of color or and just people of color, because I'm sure there's men who take your class as well, non-binary, however they want to identify.
Yep.
So
Yeah, of
I'm
course,
curious.
of course. I love that question because I never felt comfortable when I was like younger. I would say like between the age of like 10 when I really started dancing seriously till probably my college days, I didn't really feel comfortable going into fitness classes. Like that scared the shit out of me. And it was mainly because I was like, I don't look like these women. I just don't. And that's not to put anyone down that has a body shape that's not like mine, because I think everyone's beautiful, point blank, period, color, shape, or size. But the fitness industry was so sucked in on skinny and thin and white. And I don't think I ever took a fitness class until I moved to New York,
Wow.
actually. And I'm trying really hard to make sure I'm not making that up. Yeah, I never took a fitness class. I was dancing professionally and like taking classes, like dance classes, but I never felt comfortable. Like I just never, yeah, I never, that's actually just hit me that I don't think I ever took a fitness class until I moved to New York and I was just like got asked to come to a fitness class. But yeah, I think now it's changed. It is changing. It's evolving. I want all women, whether you identify as female or not, but like Black women to feel that they should feel safe to walk into any studio and take that class. You know, the first class I took in New York was a bar class, which is like bar. And I'm very,
The
I'm
girls
like,
love
I got
bar.
booty and thighs. And
Right.
I'm like, oh God, this is going to be weird. But I will say, the instructor was so inviting and she was awesome. But I think we need to, I think studios in general now, especially that they're opening back up, need to really focus on who's at the front desk, who's welcoming you in when you walk into the studio. What do your instructors look like? You know, also, which is also important, who's working in management or, I don't know, marketing, social media. I think that's something that I've learned just working at, I've only worked at one studio at 305, but I will say that they always made sure to include all types of people and types of color. So that way it wasn't looked at like, okay, this is just an eye for white folks. Not to say it that way, but
it's
it
real.
The truth. Yeah.
Real.
I mean, I think that's what's dope about Obey is that like I can go on and select you as my instructor and kind of get introduced to this world and be like, okay, you know what, I can identify with her, and then maybe I might like explore other instructors, but at least you see that representation and you feel like this feels familiar. I feel like I can get comfortable here, because it's one thing to even like take the leap to get into fitness and start that journey, and so like on top that layer of being like, ooh, this person doesn't look like me or like make me feel welcome. Like it could be challenging. So I think that's really, really important.
And the great thing is like, you know, I've had one incident where I took a class and like the instructor was like, well, you know, because you have bigger thighs, it's harder for you to do this move. And like that stuck with me. So of course I don't want to walk into a studio where I see predominantly thin people or white people. And I don't like using the word thin. And what I mean by that is like, do you only work here because you look this way? Because you fit the mold. And I won't even lie, when I got hired at Obey, I was like, I don't know if I fit Obey. You know, I'm not sure. Just because I didn't know anything about them, truly. And then I talked to the team and I was like, oh my God, they're awesome. And then I auditioned and I just felt that they were like, please be yourself. Like, we don't want you to be anything but that. And I am. and I haven't gotten fired yet. So
Keep doing what you're doing.
I'm doing what I'm doing, and I do have fun. And every instructor at Obey, though, like, we are all completely different in the way we teach, the way we talk. We have so many classes. Like, you really cannot find something that you would not like. Like, you're gonna like something on Obey. If you're
I
like,
love
I want
that.
to take 5 minutes, you can take 5 minutes. You want to take 10
Mhm.
minutes, you can do 10 minutes. You want to do 28, which is our classic, you can take 28. But our instructors are incredible, and we're all so beautiful,
Yeah,
like inside and out. And I felt safe, and that's very important. Is like in any workspace, you want to feel safe.
totally. Yeah,
So
I've recognized that too. It seems like all the instructors have a story and we feel
Mhm.
like
oh yeah,
humans. And to the earlier point you were talking about, like that anxiety of entering into a studio space, this is for all the people who are listening that like haven't taken that leap or are like feeling a little anxious about getting their workout journey started. Obey is so great because you can do it from the comfort of your own home. I've been doing
mm-hmm.
I would do these like 5-minute workouts in the morning before I go to work, and then I'm good, I'm done, I did it. Starts off my day. I don't have to commute to the gym, do all of that stuff. It's very convenient and accessible. I
I
wanted
love
to
that.
ask you one final question, Ana. You're all, in addition to dance, I noticed that you're into like strength training and like
Mm.
building. And you look like a strong woman. I bet you are.
Not I bet you
I
are.
bet you are. I'm like, look at those arms. So I guess it's kind of like a twofold question. Like, how does that make you feel to know that you have strength, like physical strength as a woman? That's like a thing that we haven't talked about a lot, or like women that have muscular frames or are strong then get like critiqued and called masculine or whatever. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
I love that question. I love strength training. I love having toned arms. I love feeling and looking strong. I mean, I've had men be like, "Oh, you look too big." I've had an ex tell me that I look too manly once. And you know what? I don't care, because I'm stronger than half these assholes that be trying to tell me
Correct.
that I might do whatever. Like, don't even try it. No, I think it, I, for me, like, I want anybody that takes my class to feel at their best self.
Yes.
And I've had people be like, I don't know about strength. It intimidates me. It scares me. The great thing is that we have at Obey like beginner strength classes where we don't even use weights. It's just body weight. And then we have strength classes where we do have weights, and you can always work your way up there to get to a place that you feel comfortable. So I always say try it. I strength training, everyone should be doing it. But as a woman, for me, I feel the most sexiest, yes, when I'm in heels in my dress, but I also feel the sexiest when I'm lifting like heavy weights and I'm sweating and
That's
there's mascara
fire.
dripping out of my
Yeah.
ass.
That's
I'm
fire.
just like, I'm looking at the mirror and I'm like, wow, like you could really do this. You look good. Like,
That's
oh,
so
come on.
cool.
And it's very empowering, because I didn't feel like this, let's say maybe, oh God, what year are we in? 2021. Maybe like 6 years
Where
ago.
are we?
I know, I'm like, where are we? Like 6 years ago, Anna, completely different
I
person.
love that.
Was
That's
like
so
20
dope.
pounds lighter, not
Mm.
happy physically, emotionally. And
Yeah.
it's not about like the way I look, it's just about the way I feel. And, yes, strength training does get you looking right for sure. But yeah, I can't say it enough. Like, women, please strength train. Try it.
Don't be
If you
scared,
don't,
ladies.
Say
don't be scared.
less.
If you've never lifted weights yet, like, I'm serious, try Obey. We got you. We got you. I got you. Just DM me, ask me questions. I'm always here.
And we got you at BGT. We're gonna have more on like what we're working with Obey, and
Yeah.
this is just the beginning. We are so glad that we were able to have you, and like literally this is such a rarity. I think like we're starting to see it more, like more women of color in this industry, in this
Yes.
business, but like
Yes.
it's such a breath of fresh air to like hear your story and your experience, and like you bring dance into what you do, and you bring clearly like your fire and your confidence into what you do. And I hope that this like inspires some listeners.
Yes. Oh my God, this was so much fun. I don't want it to end, but I know it's like a 30-minute mark, so it's all good.
No, this has been great, and we're really looking forward to continuing our work with Obey. And I'm doing some strength training. If I could get my arms cut like that, girl, say less.
Say less.
Come Saturday, 10 a.m., Sunday, 10 a.m. Let's go.
We in there. We in the building. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Much. I appreciate y'all, and have a wonderful rest of your night.
You too.
All right. For the What Would You Do? This says, hey, BGT, I love your show, and I love the way it highlights your dynamic as friends. I have friends who I love dearly, but I rarely hang out with more than one of them at a time, even pre-pandemic. Am I missing out on something socially? Is it okay to not have a quote unquote friend group?
Oh, that's so interesting.
Wait. So
she has a bunch of individual friends.
They're not. Oh, okay.
Individual friends, individual relationships.
And she never has brought them together in like a group.
Right. And is that okay?
It's okay, but you got your calendar be open, because it's like very easy when you just lump everybody in together, but like, great, I saw you all.
Right, exactly. That is true.
Even if you have several groups, you know, but one.
Yeah,
all the time.
It's interesting because in the beginning, in our old group chat days, when there was like 7 of us in there, I could feel that we were becoming a group. And I remember being like, get me out of this group.
I hate groups.
I hate groups. I would go around screaming, I hate groups. What do you mean?
You hate groups. You're always in a group.
Ooh, I'm gonna watch this one go down. No. I should have some popcorn.
I don't mean that in a shady. I don't think that's a bad thing. I wasn't trying to be shady.
I think I go out in groups, but I don't think I have a friend group of like a solid 5-6 people. Like you have a friend group.
I have friend groups. That's why I said one group. To me is like, I could understand not having one group, but like not having any groups, or like group A, group B. To me, that's like a little, weird's the wrong word. Unique. Like I don't think I know anyone who only has singular friends and like never puts them together. She said every time she hangs out with them individually.
Yeah, but they could be just people from all over different parts of her life, you know? So
yeah, which is why I said I just think it's unique.
Yeah.
Because even I have friends that from different parts of my life, but now they're friends.
Right. You introduce people typically. Yeah. And those groups will like merge.
I don't know. I think what she's also getting at is something deeper, like the security of having like a chosen family kind of, and like a community versus these individual relationships. And I used to always say I didn't like groups. There is something that I've found that so yes, I guess I do be in groups. Like I feel like I'm joining a new group, or like forming this new group that I've been hanging out with a lot on the weekends. And there's something like really beautiful about knowing that you're going to hit them up and be like, so what we doing this weekend, girls? Like where we at? And that like when your special occasions come, these are all the people that'll rally around you together, and you guys have like shared memories and all that kind of stuff. Like it can be very beautiful. So as a piece of advice to this listener, like, why don't you try to just throw a dinner party, invite all those people there, see what happens. You'll be surprised the kind of connections that people might form with one another. And it might be something that's like enriching for everybody, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I will say that's not for everybody. Not everyone can mix their friends. Some people.
And that's too, sometimes you want to be protective of your own relationships with people.
For some people that starts a lot of stuff.
Ooh.
But
sounds like something you're familiar with. Anything?
I mean,
a bad mix.
I mean, we had a bad mix for a minute.
Oh, okay. I
That
thought you were talking
unhealthy.
about something recent.
Yeah, and those friends that all came into our mix, I was like, from all over the place.
I was like, I'm really good when I'm with this person. I'm really good when I'm with this person. But for some reason, when all these people are together, it's not at all the same. So I wouldn't just say throw all your friends together. Be thoughtful about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a curated group.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it didn't sound like you thought it was weird to have individual relationships. So if you are happy with your relationships, just because other people or many other people form groups doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about your time, girl. That's all. Or guy. I don't think this person specified, or non-binary person, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I've had moments where I tried to lump people in for the sake of time and it doesn't work. Like you want to actually have time with your people. So,
Yeah. And then like, remember that episode with Molly and Issa, and they were supposed to have lunch, and then Issa randomly invited Condola? I would be
I've done
pissed.
shit like that before too. It does not.
I don't like
It doesn't
that.
work.
No,
Like,
no,
if
no,
I
no.
came to
That you
talk
should
to
not
you-
do. That you should definitely not do without like advising in advance.
Yeah.
And like, depending on the friend, like, you know, your friend that's gonna be like, girl, why did you do that? Versus your friend that's gonna be like, oh yeah, whatever, more the merrier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Maybe it's also last thing is like groups aren't always what they're chalked up to be, as Chelsea said. So
I said that?
yeah, you were like, sometimes when people mix, it could go bad.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So like,
best of
Sometimes
luck.
groups are great.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. I don't know your age, but like, this could just be how things are right now. And then you make new friends and you find group, like you're going to figure out all the different dynamics you'll have over time. So it's not like something's wrong with you or like you have to change your interactions. You could.
Mm-hmm.
Correctamundo, schmundo.
All right. Chelsea's
that's a
hit
new
us
one.
out.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, in case you forgot, we are an independently funded podcast. Therefore, we need your help. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and recommend to your friends, family, and acquaintances. We also have a website called blackgirlstexting.com. We also have a YouTube. It's Black Girls Texting. Obviously, so is the Instagram, so is the Patreon.
And that's that on that.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, and don't forget to join our 5-day plan with Obey. We want to see y'all on the app. We're going to be doing these workouts for the rest of the week. And again, if you use code BGT, you can have a free subscription for a month. You can keep taking more classes. All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.